I know you're somewhere, somewhere. I'm trapped in. Hello, my beautiful strong cubs. Today, I'm finally getting to the BI reading. We're going to get into this. There's a lot to cover, and I mean a lot. So I don't know how long this video is going to be. But we're going to get right into this what's going on with BI and what will be going on with BI in the future. Okay. So we're going to start off with one of my new decks, and it is called, it's called the Karma Cards, and I'm spilling like cards all over the floor, but it's called the Karma Cards. So let's go ahead and get into it. So I have Jupiter, Mercury, Taurus, and the 8th house. What they say, going along the lines, hopefully you can see this, going along the top lines is the guaranteeing of, the awareness of, it may be mirrored, y'all. Hold on. The awareness of your beliefs as a life or death issue. So we're going to start off with that first line or almost sentence. The guaranteeing of an awareness of your beliefs as a life or death issue. Okay. How I feel like it's when it comes to talking about BI is it's kind of talking about so far in the first line is whatever BI may believe, whether he believes he was right or wrong, whether he believes the situation is right or wrong. I think they're saying that the granting, not guaranteeing of, the granting of the awareness of your beliefs as a life or death issue. And I feel like it's kind of talking about whatever BI is going through personally right now. His biggest problem is him being aware of whether what really happened and what's really true versus what's being put out there to the media, and him viewing that as a life or death problem. Okay, that seems to be what's going on for BI right now. By the way, if you hear any running around or a lot of noise in the background, my cat is really hyper and she's like bouncing off the walls, so I'm so sorry. But yeah, it's just talking about how, anyway, my cat. It's talking about how I feel like BI knows more than, of course, what we know. And he knows more of what's going on. And there's certain things that doesn't seem like it's coming out the way he wants it to. Or there's certain things like he's like, there's a whole bigger picture to this that we're missing. And to him, it's a critical point. It's a critical point to him. And it is kind of like it says, like a life or death issue to him. Okay. So the second line continues with blessings from, okay, many thoughts about or from, the cost of, and getting and using power. That's the second line. Okay, so what I feel like the second line is, again, talking about his thoughts about how he can sort of get his side more out, or, shed some more light on things. And he's thinking about if he uses the power that he has to expose certain things that he knows with getting and using power, he's concerned about the cost of it. He's concerned about what that's going to cost him, which is why we go right back to the top and how he sees things as a life or death situation. There is some things that BI wants to get out in the open. There are things that he wants to say. There are situations in YG that he personally would like to expose. Like there's a part of him that's very it has this very pettiness about him. And he's like, I can expose this, that, and the third that happened. I know this, this happened. I know YG, this, that, this. There are a lot of things that he knows. There's a lot of things that he's done, and it's possibly he's not the only one. And he's upset because he's like, the way, of course, he's been treated. Okay. But he's very weary of the price that he would have to pay to expose what's going on or expose what he knows. And then the last line is good fortune. Many words use the most direct way and use other people's resources. Okay? So the last line is saying that BI will have good fortune if he uses his words to communicate what he wants to say. And he's very, no beating around the bush, no shadiness, but he's very direct, and he uses the support and backup of other people. Now, this is interesting because while I was pulling these cards for BI and stacking them, I kept feeling an energy of CL. I do not know why. I don't know what CL knows, but we're going to get into that. But CL has been coming to my mind while I'm doing this reading for BI. Okay? But again, it's good fortune from his words, using them in the most direct way and using other people's resources. Okay, so that's a very important and critical point for him. Okay, that's something that he should do if he has something that he needs to get out, or he feels like he needs to get off of his chest. That's one way that he needs to do that. So the next ones that I drew are from my card captor Sakura deck. There were a lot of cards, as you can see, that came out from here. There are a lot of cards. So we're just going to start with the bottom. Okay, because that's how I drew them. So the first card that came out was the light. The light card came out. So again, we're talking about exposing. We're talking about exposing. There are things that BI wants to bring to light. There are things that he's like, this happened, or it was so much deeper than what you got. Okay. The illusion. He feels like the public is being tricked. He feels like, people are seeing a side of him that is not really a side of him. Like, that's not a big part of who he is. Or he feels like there's just, again, so much hidden. Okay, and he wants to shine light on that illusion. He's like, yo, I want this out in the open, because if we're going to throw me under the bus like this, you might as well, expose everything else or everyone else. Okay, the power. I knew this card was going to come out. The power. BI has a lot that he knows. And so far, what I'm feeling is that BI's biggest problem is trying to figure out whether he should expose it or use that power that he has or not. That is his biggest problem. Should he or should he not? The sand. So the sand is talking about he has a limited amount of time to achieve something that he may want. Like, there's an opportunity coming for him, like kind of like sand slipping through your fingers, or a sand in what do they call it? Those little timers, those little that you flip. Okay, so he has a limited amount of time to do what he needs to get what he wants done. Okay, it's a big opportunity that he may miss if he doesn't shoot his shot. Well, look at that. The big comes out. And the time. The big and the time comes The big and the time comes out. So it's just like he has a limited amount of time to expose a big secret that he's been holding on to about YG or about the company or about his situation with this whole drug thing. Okay? Because it seems like BI is really holding on to a lot. The shield. Yeah, he's concerned about his own protection and his own safety. That's what you know what I feel like he's also doing, because I just had a flash. I feel like he's also paying attention to the Sung Lee case. And I think that's probably why he may waste time, or what the timing is, because I think if he's like, well, if he gets off, it's no point on me saying anything, because if they can just get away with certain things, why would I open my mouth, and I'm not going to win. So the Shield is here talking about he's concerned about, yeah, he's concerned about protecting himself. Sorry, the silent comes out. He's concerned about protecting himself. So he's thinking about just staying quiet. But, okay, we have the song. He plans on releasing some music, or a mixtape, or a snippet of something, some sort of music. I don't know when he's going to release this song. I don't know when he's going to do it, but it's going to have some truths in there. It's probably going to be a song that has some hidden truths. The Bubbles. Now, The Bubbles to me also makes me think of Secrets. The Bubbles to me makes me think of kind of like hiding little things, like little treats possibly are going to be sprinkled in that song. Like, you're probably going to have to either put it together, or if he follows the other cards, if he's more direct in it, then you won't have to put everything together. But The Bubbles makes me feel like he's going to kind of try to like keep things light, or if he does a lighter song, then it's going to be sprinkled within that as well, and you would have to catch them. Any secrets that he has hidden within that song. We also have The Dark. Okay. So yeah, I feel like if he puts out like a brighter song, or if the song seems like it's brighter, bubbly, there are going to be darker secrets hidden within it. I don't know how. I don't even see why BI would put out a bright song, but I don't know. I really don't know. I'm just going with what I'm getting. And I feel like if he puts out a brighter song, it's going to be a darker message hidden in it. And the voice is just, to me, confirming that he's going to use his voice as a tool. He's going to use his music, and it lands right over the song. So he's going to use his music as a tool to communicate things that's going on in his mind, or communicate things that he feels is going on within the company, and it's just not being exposed. So that's something that I think we should look out for. That's just his music. If he puts out any music and what it says. Okay. Oh. Okay, dropping more cards. Dropping more cards all over the floor. Okay. So moving on. So then we have, this deck is my fortune deck. I think it's like Madam something fortune deck. Madam Endora's fortune cards. Okay. So we have the Sphinx, the Siren, Serendipity, the Wizard, the Knight, and the Serpent. Okay. So again, it's kind of still staying on topic. The Sphinx. I just got this deck, by the way, guys. This is my first time using it. The Sphinx. It says, choose your words carefully. So it's also a warning. So it's kind of like, if BI seems to be on a time scale. There's going to be a perfect time for him to say what he needs to say, and then after that it may backfire. He literally has to take the right approach, get the right timing, and apparently the right people. Okay, and he can either expose what he wants, or I don't know what his plan is, but he can get it done. The next is the Siren. A temptation may lead you astray. Now I see the siren as two different things. The siren is someone who sings and lures you away, or so the siren coming out still makes me think of music and still makes me think of him releasing something or saying things through music. Now, with the temptation may lead you astray, also makes me think of more of the temptation to protect himself in a sense of not saying what he needs to say or feels like he needs to say, may lead him to just kind of letting everything go, which I don't know would be better or not for him. But it may lead him away from his goal. Okay. Serendipity says bright new prospects are on the horizon. Okay. So it's again, choose your words carefully. Um, don't be tempted to stray away from your own plan, because there is going to be a light at the end of the tunnel. And I feel like that, that light may be after exposing something. He may get people back on his side if he exposes whatever secrets that he has. Okay. The wizard, use your skills to aid others. Use your skills to aid others. It makes me think of the card we drew, and it's talking about use other people's resources. I feel like there's somebody else who's involved, and I feel like it's a celebrity, and it possibly could be CL, it could possibly be Bomb. I don't know, but I'm definitely feeling like somebody in the company, and I'm feeling woman. I'm feeling a stronger woman. I feel CL, to be honest. I'm just gonna put it out there. I feel CL. But it says use your skills to aid others. I also feel like it could be in the opposite effect of use other skills to aid yourself as well. I feel like there is something that BI may have in common with someone else. Like maybe this has happened to somebody else within the company, and he has an opportunity to get with this person and expose, or get with this person and just be like, this is how we're treated. I don't know what his plan is, but I feel like he does need to get out there and communicate with this person. I feel like this person is going to reach out to him first. Again, like I said, I keep feeling like it's CL, but I feel like they've called him already and spoken to him. And if not, they're going to call him, or they're going to contact him. He's going to be contacted by someone. And it's either remember when I was talking about a snitch? It's either he uses that opportunity or he doesn't. And we have the triumph over adversity. So again, if he uses it, he will triumph. If not, I don't know. We have the serpent as last, and it says a sly and subtle approach is needed. So for him, it seems like, especially if he's going to be working with other people, he may have to be careful also of who he's working with, and just kind of sort of slowly ease his way into there and kind of make sure it's safe before he puts his feet on the ground. You know what I mean? Make sure he's sure that this person is on his side before he, puts all his eggs in one basket. But he definitely needs to work with other people. He probably will be working with other people. Either if this is against YG, or this could, be maybe just some music. Maybe there's just some artists that are like, hey, I know your situation, but we don't mind working with you, or, whatever. But yeah, there's some stuff that he really wants to get out, and he's going to have to be careful of when and with whom. Okay, so we're going to move on to the last bit of oracles, and then we're going to go into the tarot that I got. We're going to start here. So the 3 cards here are survival, ambition, and liberation. And it kind of goes hand in hand with the first few cards. Like, he views this situation as a life or death situation. It's like life or death to him. whether he's redeemed, whether he is acknowledged that it's not all his fault, something like that. Like, this is where his mindset is. And because being an idol or whatever he's doing, it's a means for survival. Um, and he wants to be liberated from, it seems like he wants to be liberated from the image, the stigma, whatever that's going on with him about these drugs, about what's going on with him personally. And of course we have ambition because he well, it says it itself. He's ambitious. He wants to expose. He does. He wants to say some things. He wants to open his mouth. He wants to put things out there, but he doesn't know if it's good for his survival or not. I think I want to use this first. Now this has more cards, so I'll just use this one first. Let's see. Redemption, ancient. Yeah. Okay, so redemption and ancient. He wants forgiveness for what happened in the past. He's like, it was a long time ago. It was a silly mistake. It's like he wants to be redeemed for what he did in the past. That's clear enough, you know? He wants forgiveness. Okay? Jealousy, ecstasy. More so, he's tempted to yield to him being punished. He's tempted to, he's like, well, if being kicked out and whatever is the worst that it can get, if I'm not going to jail, if I'm not, if I don't have to deal with anything else, I'll be okay just sitting here in silence. I'll be okay just not saying anything. I'll just stay here and just be quiet and do what I need to do. I also feel like jealousy is there because jealousy has come out another time. There was a reading that I was going to do on Icon and I just never did it. I pulled the cards for it and everything, but I've been so busy that I couldn't do it. But jealousy came up the last time. And I'm just going to be very, very blunt. I feel like he's upset because there may be somebody else who has been doing some sort of drugs. There may be somebody else in there who has been possibly doing some sort of drugs, and he's upset. And it could be ecstasy. Shoot. And he's upset because he's the only one that had been exposed or outed on it. Okay. So that may be something that's going on with him as well. Like, he may be really upset that there's somebody else who's been doing drugs and whatnot within the company, and they haven't been kicked out or they haven't been exposed. That's interesting. Guys, let me know in the comments if you think there's anybody else within the company. I don't know if that's actually like a problematic thing to ask. Yeah, that's probably horrible. So let me not ask that, but leave comments, like, all of that good stuff. We're going to continue. So the last oracle is manage to be glad. I hope I'm not pulling these backwards. Either way. Manage to be glad. All in the golden afternoon. Uncertainty, curiouser and curiouser, investigate and set your course. Okay. So what I'm getting here, let's start from here because I think I did it backwards. Set your course. It says know where you wish to go and have a plan for the right direction. The next one is yeah, okay. I mixed these cards up, guys, but it's still the same thing. Curiouser and curiouser. Discovery, inquiry, curiosity, weirdness. Investigate. Okay, look closely, ask questions, think before acting. So let's start with these three. Again, it kind of plays on what we've been talking about. He has a plan. There's something that he's going to do, or at least he really has been thinking about it. He's really been thinking about doing or saying something. He has a plan. The thing is, the thing is, and I feel like it's also an exposure because of curious and investigate. I feel like it's an exposure. Um, and yeah, guys, I'm feeling like it's some sort of, he wants to expose somebody else. Like there's somebody he wants to drag down as well. But he's weary about it. Now, curious and investigate is almost like he's doing more research. So I don't know if he knows for a fact about this other person, or if he knows for a fact but is looking for some sort of concrete evidence. But Bi is definitely up to something. Whether or not he's going to fall through with it or not, that's still in the air for now. But yeah, uncertainty. He's unsure. Choose who you will become. He's unsure. This whole thing that so far we've been reading is about choice. It's like, will he expose, or will he just sit quietly and take this L? That's really what's on his mind. All in the Golden Afternoon is reversed. So all in the Golden Afternoon is inspiration, creative spark, imagination, conception. So what I feel like this is saying, especially since it's in reverse, is again, he's really trying to figure out if he should put what he wants to in a song. Should I just expose it in a song? Should I just drop like one last mixtape, or, one last single and that be it? And so then the last card is manage to be glad, create your own happiness regardless of conditions. So basically, I feel like this is, again, sort of like regardless of the outcome, regardless of what happens, you do what makes you happy. And again, it's 2 here. So I kind of feel like, again, it's a decision. It's like he's right now in a state of, like, let's say, flip a coin. Let's see, do we go down with a bang, or do we just sit in silence? So then I pulled tarot cards. And I feel like this kind of more so just tells me the ending. Like we went through all of this for the choices, and this kind of just is like, well, let me tell you what decision he's going to make anyway. Okay, so we have the Moon, the Tower in reverse, Death, the Hermit, the Eight of Pentacles, Ten of Swords, Death, and then we also have the World. So to me, what I'm seeing is, again, like he's like, boom. It's the same thing. It's the top one is, should I let, he feels like they're sort of lies. Like what's been said about him is kind of like it's lies, or it's not the whole truth. So he's like, should I keep letting them believe in what they want, and let my image just be destroyed, let everything that I built be destroyed, just let everything come crumbling down and leave it at that, completion for the world? Or should I retreat, make my music, make my artistry, hell, go under a different name and still make music, or expose them through music or through my work, and then dead my career? You know what I mean? And then that cycle of his life will be completed. So it's still a 2 option thing. It's like, should I go down with the conditions that I've been left with, or should I, sit in my corner for a little bit and then come back, sit in my corner, make some music, and then leave it at that? Because he still sees it as a dead end. Like he's still like, boom, like either way, if I throw this out in the open, I'm still deading my career. I'm still offing myself in the music industry. Because then I've exposed, then I've snitched on my company. You know what I mean? So both of them are a dead end to him. That's how he sees it. I don't know if that's how it personally is. If both is a dead end for him, I'm not sure. But with the World, I do see, regardless of his decision, it possibly is a dead end for him either way. But regardless of his decision, that part of his life is going to be completed. So I'm going to stop this before it gets 30 minutes long. Let me know what you guys think. Let's have a discussion. Do you think that anybody else in the company has been on this stuff? Do you think that any of the other older OGs are going to reach out to him? It could be someone from Big Bang. It could be CL. I don't know. It could be nobody. But do you think anybody else has reached out to him? Let me know in the comment section. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you liked my reading. Guys, you are the strong cub, named after the strength card. That's why I just decided to name you guys. Let me know if you like that. If you even made it this far. And until next time, bye. Take care.